I raise a hallelujah in the presence of my enemies. I raise a hallelujah louder than the unbelief. I raise a hallelujah. My weapon is a melody. I raise a hallelujah. Heaven comes to fight for me.
I'm gonna sing in the middle of the storm. Louder and louder, you're gonna hear my praises roar. Up from the ashes, hope will arise. Death is defeated, the King is alive.
I raise a hallelujah with everything inside of me. I raise a hallelujah. I will watch the darkness flee. I raise a hallelujah in the middle of the mystery. I raise a hallelujah. Fear you lost your hold on me.
I'm gonna sing in the middle of the storm. Louder and louder, you're gonna hear my praises roar. Up from the ashes, hope will arise. Death is defeated, the King is alive.
Sing a little louder.
Sing a little louder,
Sing a little louder.
sing a little louder.
Hey, baby.
I raise a hallelujah.
Praise, hallelujah.
I raise a hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
I raise a hallelujah. I raise a hallelujah.
Can you take a video?
Yeah.
Can you take a video? Every rose has its thorn. Just like every night has its dawn.
Like what?
Every night has its dawn.
What song? Oh,
Every night has its dawn. Just like every cowboy has his sad, sad song. Every rose has its thorn. That's a serious guitar playing right there.
Oh, wow.
Good one, huh?
Hey. We're gonna put that right in.
Brittany's going to sleep over here, and I'm going to sleep over here.
Oh wow!
I think we're going to be okay.
I think you're gonna sleep up there too, right?
Come on, Pop Moore.
You sleep over here.
You're gonna sleep on that?
Put this down, and I put my head up arriba, and I'll get a blanket.
And you get a blanket? He said, "Can you put that down so he could just climb up there and
Oh, my
I'll
and
be
get it?"
almost even with you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. What happened? Did you wake up, Pops?
Yeah.
Well,
I
we're
woke up.
happy to have you out here.
Yeah.
Happy to have you. Did you see? Look up. The moon is behind the clouds. It's a full moon tonight.
Bonito, no?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's almost a full moon.
Oh my gosh, it's so nice to sleep outside in
Yeah, fresh.
the fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
Because you always wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock. And when you wake up at 2 or 3 o'clock,
Yeah, it's nice.
yeah. And the bed will take care of me. I don't even have to take the RV up to the mountains. I can just drive up there with the truck.
Oh yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice outside, huh? And it looks pretty clear.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see what the dogs and the roosters say.
Mm-hmm. Gonna be nice. Nice and cool.
Nice and cool.
Well, I better get inside. Okay, Mito.
Okay, good night, Pops.
We'll see you, huh?
Love you.
Okay, love you too.
Take care. See you in the morning.
Okay. Okay, Mito. Good night.
Good night.
Love you.
Love you. Hey, I want you to take a picture of me here and you here, and I want you to take a picture of you here and you here. Let's see which one looks good. We got our camping in, baby.
We got the camp spot.
Yes.
We got the camp spot. Just goes to show you, the camp spot could literally be your own backyard.
It is, that's for sure. It's a nice night.
Oh my gosh. It's beautimous.
This is the way it was
In what?
in the Manzanos.
Yeah. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
It's nice when you can drive to Grandma and Grandpa's and feel like you're in the Manzanos. Hell yeah.
Because really all you need is the big open sky.
All you need is a big truck. Can you sing that song again?
Yeah.
Please. If it doesn't rain, it's going to be so nice out.
Yeah, if it rains, it's gonna suck.
Well, shit, I'll tell you what, I've been caught in the rain twice.
You have gotten caught in the rain?
Yeah, and all you do is get up and get out of the rain.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say all you do is lay back and enjoy it.
No, you don't. You don't get back and enjoy. You get up and get out of here. Because you don't know how bad it's going to be.
That's another good thing about you with the music too, is that you literally will love to listen to the same thing over and over and over and over. So for someone like me, that's great because I get to practice my music a lot.
Yeah. Best song ever.
Woohoo! Best audience ever.
Oh, shit. Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Camping out.
You know what the cool thing is about this too is that it's like, since it's such a nice instrument, anything sounds really cool. Even if it's not uniform.
Especially on a nice night. Nice, quiet night.
Especially on a nice, quiet night that's nice and bright light. Big old full moon. It's so bright. And it's nice and clear. There's no clouds coming in on the other side.
Good.
That's the best.
Good.
That's the
I'm gonna
best
be
thing.
able to sleep out here all night.
Yeah. It's crazy though, because my hair gets so big. It's like,
Ooh,
it's so
big.
it's so coarse all of a sudden.
Bigger than it was 30 minutes ago.
I
What
know.
happened?
I don't know, but I noticed when I went down like this to look at my fingers, and I was like,
Holy
"Jeez,
moly.
what's all this crap? Jeez, get out of my face." Okay,
Yep.
got like a rubber band or something.
Can you sing that song again?
Yeah.
Please.
And I trust that it's taking me where I need to go. What I'm thinking about is crying, because I think of crying rivers all the time, because I'm always crying. And especially since Mom passed away, it's like when I let myself cry and I don't give myself a hard time about releasing those rivers, because I literally cry oceans all the time, it just helps me heal. It just helps me.
Yeah, crying does help.
Oh my gosh, it's like, I can't imagine like people that lose someone and they just like don't feel it. They don't feel through it, you know? It's like so traumatic. They just like put it in a box and it goes away and they don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Sometimes, because I don't freaking know hardly any other songs, so just like going from one chord that you know to another chord that you know, then going to another chord that you know, sometimes it's like, ooh, those sound kind of cool together. So there's this other one, hard to sing out loud.
Is it? Sing that song that you played for Mom.
Okay. I love that finger picking. Just like,
Me too.
ooh, I haven't done this one before. And then sometimes you just let your fingers do whatever they want to do, and it's like,
Rock
whoa,
and
what are you
roll.
doing? Rock
and roll, baby.
Yeah, that's how the first that little finger pick that I do in this song. It's the only finger picking one that's like easy for me to play and sing at the same time, because it's only three notes.
It sounds good.
Thanks. Okay. Wild, wild river, where are you going? And where will you take me?
It's calling me to feel. It's calling me to heal. Be. Oh, you know what? There's another part that goes after that. You're helping me release. You're helping me find peace. Be still. Recall. Remember who you are. Be still. Recall. Remember who you are. Washing over me you come, always quietly. Washing over me so tenderly. Washing over me so tenderly and so quietly. Calling me to heal, calling me to feel. Be still, recall, remember who you are. 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 From the sky, the lakes, rivers, oceans, and streams within my body and within my body and makeup where emotion speaks. It is surrendered and freeing. Oh, blessed be, might I release that which is no longer serving me. Oh, 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 be still, recall, remember who you are. Be still, recall, remember who you are. Wild, wild river. Oh, wild, wild river. Oh, oh,
It's beautiful, baby. Beautiful, baby.
oh, God.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
It's gonna look really nice when all the hangers are.
I had this idea for years.
Aww.
Oh yeah, from probably about third month, fourth month after.
Oh,
Yeah.
and does it?
But I thought it was gonna be that wool.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I think this is great.
I like it.
I do too. This is cool. 1, 2, 3.
Can you get that jacket?
Yeah. Cool. 1, 2, 3.
All right, my name is Charity, as all of you know. I'm Marty's oldest. We're gonna start this with a prayer. But I'm not gonna make everyone stand up. You guys can stay seated. Dear God, I want to start this by saying thank you. Thank you so much for family and for all the support that we've had. Whether they're related by blood or just friends, they're all our family, and I want to thank you so much that everyone that's come out to help us plan this and put this all together so unexpectedly. We want to ask that both of my parents be lifted up in your favor. I want to pray for those of us who are left behind and missing them. Please be with us and please guide us in healthy ways of mourning. Ways of mourning that do not lead us down dark paths, because that doesn't help anyone. Please help us be examples to each other of healthy ways of mourning, because the world is beautiful. The world you've given us is beautiful. And even in tragedy, it's our opportunity to find the lesson and make the most of it. In Jesus' name, amen. I'd like to read something that I wrote for my father. Daddy, today I drove your SUV to our Airbnb in the rain. The brakes are much more sensitive than in my bus. I'm sorry I punched the brakes way too hard. They made a really angry sound. I felt your big warm hands on my shoulders. It lasted the whole drive, from our jerky spot to the destination, and even as I walked into the house and up the stairs. Daddy, you told me you were proud of me every time we talked. Now that you're left, I feel your pride in us shining like a golden light to guide our way. We know what you'd want and what you wouldn't. I feel your general impatience with overly emotional moments. I feel you saying, better get going before we hit traffic. I feel you everywhere and nowhere at all, Daddy. You believed in my business plan for my own grooming shop. You loaned me funds to move from a bad location to a much better one. And 5 years after I paid you back, you gave me another loan for my mobile business. Do you understand my pride in repaying that loan by $1,000 a month and never missing a payment? You always believed in every one of my wild business ideas, from animal rescue to a tiny container home commune for the apocalypse, to a custom-built found wood table making business, even though I hate to measure and know nothing about building, to a very precious sentimental business that I may be launching in the next year. Daddy, we would be driving around or out at dinner or sitting on the couch watching that tiny home channel and just riffing on our big wild business plans and cheering each other's ideas on all the way. You never told me that won't work unless it was really preposterous. For example, me becoming a professional organizer. You never made me feel less than for not following the plan you and Mom set out for us. You always validated my hard work and sacrifice and helped out when I least expected, and always in a way that wouldn't embarrass me or make me feel inadequate. We weren't emotionally driven like Mom and Britt. We were more interested in plans and dreams and the idea of getting vulnerable made us want to shrivel up and run away. When either of them wanted to have a talk, we both would exchange a glance and look for a humorous distraction or an errand to run to avoid that at all costs. You had a moment of fulfilling Britt's need for emotional connection last week, and I am so grateful that you could open up and share yourself in that experience. As for me, Daddy, I'm hurting. My whole heart is broken and I'm not ready. Who will I ask about car troubles? Who will I call when I have a problem or a wild plan? Daddy, who will teach Talon how to shave and the other many things men teach young men? I know that we aren't given more than we can handle. I just wish God didn't have such a high opinion of us and our limits. My dad has been my partner my whole life. He understood me when my mom couldn't always. And now since she's left, he's really stepped in to just be there for me. You know, just to sit in silence together sometimes, or to talk a little bit, or just to be cheerful and excited for each other's many accomplishments. I love my daddy very much, and I know everyone else here did too. At this time, I would like to invite the soldiers from the Air Force to go ahead and come up.
No, we need to turn it back on. Okay.
On behalf of the President of the United States Air Force, and a grateful nation, please accept this flag as a symbol of our appreciation for your loved ones' honorable and faithful service.
We want to thank everyone for being here. This is really, really surreal for all of us right now. Just 1 week ago, my dad was here. One thing that we've learned in the last year and a half since my mom passed and the service was held out here is just how much my parents were just so loved and so adored and so supported by all their family. We're so blessed to have such a big, beautiful family that comes together in really hard times. We've had such hard times on both sides of our family, and we just want to extend all of our love and support to each and every one of you that are here, that are supporting us. Honestly, I haven't even really had time to sit and let any of this sink in because I like to go into action mode whenever things happen. I love to be responsible, and I learned a lot of that from my dad. He taught me how to really take charge and how to execute ideas and take action and be dependable and have character and be motivated and act on your drive and to really feel into your passions. And, you know, this is such a hard tragedy. And the only way that we're finding any sense of peace in this time is having comfort in what we know to be true, which is that my mom and dad are together in heaven. This entire week, I know that I shared some synchronicity stories, some miracles that happened after my mom passed, that she let me know that she was with me and all of our family shortly after she departed, and the exact same thing has been occurring here with my dad's passing. Just seeing numbers all over the place, feeling hands on our back. And I was just here a week ago. I saw a lot of you just a week ago, and I wasn't going to come down here. I thought that I was here to spend a lot of time with my grandparents. I was spending the night at my mom's mom, my Grandma Tita's house a lot, and, you know, I just wanted to visit the family. And I was headed out to my Grandma Tita's. I was sleeping there, and my dad told me, you know what, I think I'm gonna sleep at my parents' house tonight. And I was like, that's good, you should do that. We were planning on coming and camping out here because apparently my dad had this new passion, this new love for sleeping outside. After he picked me up, he told me, you know what I've been doing? And I said, what? And he goes, I've been sleeping outside. And I was like, where have you been sleeping? That sounds weird. What do you mean you're sleeping outside? Why are you sleeping outside? Is everything okay? And he was like, you know what? I have this cot that's like 12 inches off the ground. I'll just put it in the yard, or I set up a little camper situation in the back of my truck, and I just sleep, and I sleep under the stars, and it's amazing. Because my dad used to wake up all throughout the night, all the time, and he said just opening his eyes and seeing a big sky full of lights, which we don't get as much of in Las Vegas. But he moved down here last November, and he'd been sleeping under the stars. And when he told me that he was going to go spend the night at my grandparents' house, we went over to visit them and just say goodnight. And my dad was like, yeah, I think I am going to sleep here tonight. Why don't you sleep here with me too? And my dad doesn't usually ask me like to do things, usually, not really. So the fact that he asked me to come and spend the night with him, I was like, oh, okay, I'd love to. And it was going to rain that evening. And I told my dad, I'm going to bring my guitar because I just started playing guitar about 6 weeks ago. And he was so excited to see my guitar and to hear me sing. And I remember when he picked me up from the airport a couple days prior, he pulled up and I was tuning my guitar at the airport, and he came up with a video camera, like coming to a stop, just like recording me. And he was so proud of me for picking up a new instrument. And I decided to spend the night at my grandparents' house. And that is one of the biggest gifting decisions that I think I've ever made in my life now that with what's happened. Because that night, for whatever reason, I recorded over 30 minutes of video of he and I just hanging out. And he asked me to record video of him showing his mom some music. Remember, Grandma? He was showing you some rock music that he loved. I have video of them just jamming out on the couch, and Grandma asked me how much my guitar was because she wanted to get one too, and she wanted to start playing guitar. I was like, yes, Grandma, yes, we're gonna do this. It was so much fun, and I'm so grateful that I have those memories with me now forever. And even though it's like I'm not ever gonna know 100% from God coming down and being like, yes, you made the right decision by making that video, I have that peace in my heart. And I played this song for my dad, and I'm going to play it here for you tonight. And on the recording, we're recording this service right now, we're going to edit when I was playing the song for my dad, because I have two visuals of it. I have one from a camera down here that's pointing up at me and my dad, so you can see my dad. We were going to put it on a projector over here, and it didn't work. TV over here didn't work. So we're having some technical difficulties, but it's such a special video. And he was just crying at the end. He was telling me how beautiful it was. And he told me how inspiring it was that I started playing guitar. And my dad doesn't usually get so sentimental and so emotional to voice such vulnerable stuff like that. So having that on a video is one of my most precious things that I have. And this song, I explained to him, and I'll explain to you now before I play it. Okay, so after my mom passed away, a lot of you might have been at my mom's service, and I sang a song, a few songs at my mom's service, and that was the first time that I had sang in front of anybody publicly since high school. So like over 10 years ago. I didn't sing for a really long time, and I started opening my voice up. When my mom passed, it felt like an initiation for me to begin sharing my voice, and I did so with loving family who I knew weren't gonna like judge me or anything. And since then, I've been using my voice more, and I've been opening myself to channel songs. And this song came through because the only way that I've been able to survive this last year and a half since my mom passed is by allowing myself to cry. And cry rivers, and cry oceans, and cry tears, and just release my emotion. And that's what this song is all about. And I explained this to my dad before I sang him the song, and that's why he was crying so much afterward, because our family has just had so much comfort and healing through the tears that we've been able to shed. And it's kind of a strange thing that this happened. That's the only song that I know on guitar. It's the only song I played for my dad. He had me play it for him about 7 times that evening. Over and over and over. And in the video, which you'll probably watch later, he says, "Can you play that song again?" And I say, "Yes, Daddy, I will play that song for you again." And it's called Wild River. And I guess I'll get it ready now. So this song is called Wild River. And like I said, it's the only song I know on guitar, and it came flooding in just thinking about the healing that's happened since my mom passed. So this is one of my little channeled songs too. And I know my daddy's here right now.
Wow.
Is he gonna sit on that chair? He's like, wee. One more water. This is for you, Daddy. Wild, wild river, where are you going? And where will you take me? For the master plan, wild, wild river, where are you going? And where will you take me? For the master plan. There is an ocean of depth swirling inside of me. It's calling me to feel. It's calling me to heal. You're helping me release. You're helping me find peace. Be still. Oh, not that one. Be still. Recall. Remember who you are. Be still. Recall. Remember who you are. Washing so quietly, watching over me. You come so tenderly, washing over me. You come so quietly. You're helping me heal. You're helping me feel. Be still, recall, remember who you are. 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 From the sky, the lakes, rivers, oceans, and streams within my body, and makeup where emotion speaks. It is surrendered and freeing. Oh, blessed be, might I release that which is no longer serving me. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Be still, recall, remember who you are. 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 Wild, wild river. Ooh. Wild, wild river. Oh, oh, oh. So there's something about that, just like the whole message, the whole energy of the song, that for me is almost this weird prophetic thing, because this water helps us heal. I know that my dad and my mom are together, and I know that he was just doing everything that he wanted to do. That's all he wanted to do. And he had his bike. He was here constantly keeping himself busy. He always had little projects going on. He was getting to spend so much more time with his parents, spending the night there all the time, and he was having the best time. Grandma and Grandpa, he was calling us all the time, telling us how much he enjoyed spending the night there, and how both of you would get up in the night and come over and come say hi to him, creeping out of bed and saying hello, just making memories. And I feel like that's, I don't know, that's just what it is that we're here to do, is love each other and make memories and be there for each other. I have so many memories with all of you, and I'm so happy that I've been coming down here a lot more the last couple years, because it's been so much fun going on the cousins camping trips and going to family members' houses. And my dad is just such a special person. He always loved to have fun. and he gave us so many wonderful virtues. I think he and my mom really, really helped Charity and I just grow into such strong women, and we have them to thank for that. I want to thank both of you, or I'm sorry, all of you, both of you, both of you up there. Oh, and I want to let everyone know too. So 1 week ago, maybe right around this time, my dad had texted us because he went fishing that day with a friend. And, you know, it's just so important for us to relay the messages for anyone that didn't get to hear that my daddy went fishing that day. And he caught so many fish. He was at Shady Lakes and he caught so many fish and he was so excited. Anyone that knows my dad knows that he didn't care whether he caught fish or not when he would go out fishing, but when he caught fish, it was like an extra exciting time. And he went out for a bike ride that day. And what happened is a terrible loss, but if anything, my dad's really just taught Charity and I and our family so closely that just to do what we love to do and to find what you love to do if you don't know exactly what you love to do yet. Because if you're living every day and doing the things that you want to do, it's like, what kind of regrets could you ever have? So again, I just want to thank all of you for coming out today. And at this time, we're going to open up for just a few story shares, and then we're gonna open up to eat. And while everyone's in line to eat, we're going to rearrange this area here. If any gentlemen would like to offer to help us move some chairs out, move some tables in, we're gonna get this really easily flowing. And again, just thank you so much. I know there are so many, most of you that I haven't said hi to or really seen yet today, but thank you, each and every one of you, for coming here today. Oh, but what I wanted to say is that that day that my dad went fishing, the last text that he did send us was at 12:08 p.m. And 12:08 is the special number. December 8th is my mom's birthday. And anytime that we've been getting the signs from my mom that she's with us, my dad would get them, Charity would get them, all kinds of people would get them. And the fact that he sent us his very last text at 12:08 for us was a little symbol that my mom was calling him home. And even more than that, do you mind if I say, or do you want to say about your dream? Charity for the last few weeks has been, last few months, Charity's been having recurring dreams all the time that my mom is crying in heaven because she misses my dad so much. And she would tell me about that all the time. We had a family group chat where all of us would write whenever we dreamt about my mom, which was often. It was a lot. She's a very busy woman up there. And I know that a lot of you have had little stories that you've shared with me about that you feel that my mom has come and given you little winks or little messages. And I just want to share too that we want to hear those stories too. We love when people let us know that something they can't really explain happens. And if for no other reason than to fortify it within you, that no one's ever going to tell you 100%, yes, scientific evidence, this is what's happening, but it's a faith-based matter. This is a heart-based matter when we feel the loved ones around us, and they will be there if we're open to receive it. So with that being said, we'll open the floor for just a couple minutes. Thank you all so, so much. And please continue to keep our family in your prayers. We appreciate it. Love you.
Love you, Britt.
I want to say this too. We didn't talk to any of the family about sharing stories, and especially my dad's family and my mom's family. I was supposed to reach out to you and ask if anyone had stories that they had been cultivating that they wanted to share about my dad. But I want to, just thank all of you for being such a good friend to one and both of my parents.
I wanted to say, I never really got to know Jeri very well growing up in different states and countries. I actually got to know Marty quite a bit better. And he used to like to come up to my place in Farmington, and we'd go camping and fishing and do a lot of fun things. He wanted to ride his motorcycle. He says, "Can we ride? Are we going to have time to ride?" We went salmon fishing, and he brought home 3 salmon. He told me he cooked them up and shared them with Arthur, his tenant here. We went camping when we first got up there for 2 days, took the llamas up to the mountains, and he just loved it. He says, "This is the kind of camping I want to do." He says, I want to get away from the travel trailer and get me a camp tent like yours. He says, where I can be out in the open. And it really hit me hard when I heard that he had passed away. It was kind of like disbelief for a couple of days. It just hit me super hard. And I realized that pretty much Marty was my best friend. I just want to say that I'm happy that he's with Jeri now. And I enjoyed my time with him.
Thank you. I'm Curtis. I'm Brittany's husband. If I haven't met a lot of you, but I think I have. In 2011, I lost my father in a similar way, very unexpected. And then a year and a half ago, I lost a mother, and now again, I lost a father. And I just wanted to thank Marty for welcoming me into his beautiful big family, and just always being so kind. When Brittany and I started dating, we kind of shipped off to Asia for 4 months, and I didn't really get to meet Marty before then, I don't think. Yeah, and when we got back from that trip, we didn't really have a place to stay, and he welcomed us to stay in his home with Jeri, and we lived with them for, I don't know, like 4 months. And my mother had spitefully sold my car when I was in Asia because I owed her money, and I didn't have a car when I got home either. And Marty helped me then as well. He gave me the Chevy S10 that's in the backyard back there, and that was my car for about a year. And he didn't ask for any money. He just gave it to me, and he didn't really know me, so he was just always really kind. And then the past 8 years that Brittany and I have been together, it's just been just a wonderful experience to be in a big family like this, because my family's fairly small and everybody's in different places. So thank you guys.
turn the switch a little bit.
All the way up.
Straight up.
On now? So many things to say about Marty, and I'm not sure exactly where to start, but Marty was a generous person. He was probably one of the most generous persons to me and my husband Daniel that we've ever met. One really good example, I told Dan, we live in Tijeras, and I told Dan, I think our house is falling down the hill. And he said, what? And I said, honey, I think our house is sliding down the hill. And really what it was, and Marty got a chuckle out of it, he came over and he said, it's not sliding down the hill. He said, but the rain is causing deterioration, and so your mountain, our backyard was getting shorter and shorter and shorter, which made me think our house was falling down the hill. So Marty and Edward, I think Edward's in the back. Oh my gosh, Marty and Everett Rael, out of the goodness of their hearts, they designed, actually I think Marty did all the design work, correct me if I'm wrong, Edward. Edward is the executor, right? So Marty had all the ideas, and they put like a 10-foot, oh, ask Edward later. I mean, they did these cement footings, and they put like a 10-foot retaining wall, and then Edward and Rat chipped away at the side of the mountain and filled it all, and house isn't going anywhere, I'll tell you. And so, but that's just one example of where Marty was always there. You didn't even have to ask him half the time. He enjoyed giving, and he gave, I'm sure, to each and every one of us. And for that, he will be greatly missed. And so I'll just share one quick little funny thing. We went camping with Jeri and Marty to Rio Doso, 5, 6, 7 years ago, Dan. It's been a while. And he used his parents' camper, and they invited us camping. We said, we don't have a camper. And he said, don't worry, you can stay with us. So, of course, I wanted to pitch in, so I brought food, and I made this guacamole salad. And it was going to be for dinner. So me and Jeri took off on a little hike or something, and when we came back, she says, oh, Michelle. And I said, what? And she said, Marty ate your guacamole salad. And I was like, oh, then no problem. I said, I made a big one, there's plenty. She goes, no, he ate all of your guacamole salad. So God bless him, he loved to eat, especially guacamole salad. That's my funny story. I'm gonna miss you, Marty. Would you like to say a story about friendship?
No, thank you. Hi, Tia.
Testing. Oh, jeez. My grandpa was a very great man. Some of you might have known him as a family member, a friend, or even a grandfather. But he was a great man. He had many accomplishments and helped us through many hard things. And just in general, he was amazing at everything he did. As an engineer, as a grandfather, as a son, and even as a driver. We all love my grandfather. I don't think there could be a single person that had the slightest bit of saltiness towards him. has said he was a very generous man. And he was always nice to everyone he met. And that was one of my favorite things about him. His general generosity. He was just the perfect human being. I couldn't imagine something better than what he was. He was funny. He was happy. He had the biggest smile ever. And I will never forget. I'll never forget him.
Growing up, I considered Marty to be my best friend. And, just standing up here and hearing a lot of the things that his family has said about him just reiterates the things that I was thinking. And, to me, Marty was he was a can-do person and had a can-do personality. And, in fact, if you thought something was impossible, tell Marty he couldn't do it, and he'd get it done. I remember I was probably 12, 13 years old, and he brought home this 65 Mustang that looked like it came out of a junkyard. But, he built this dream car he engineered, fabricated parts, and redesigned a lot of components, the suspension of that car, and he was probably 15 years old at the time, and that just it was amazing. To this day, I think I carry that with me. I've faced adversity many times, and just had that will and desire to fight through and pull, because I learned from Marty that nothing's impossible if you put your mind to it. And, just real quick, I want to say that I remained lifelong friends with Marty, and the last time I spoke to him, one of the last conversations I had with him, he mentioned Talon. And Talon, every time your grandfather spoke of you, I could just see the love and the pride that he had. And the same when he spoke of Brittany and Charity, just that same thing. I could see him beaming with pride and love. And, I'm sorry that Marty's gone, and I wish there was something I could do to make you all feel better, something I could say to make it better. But, I'm just grateful to the Rael family for having allowed me to be a part of their family as a young man growing up. And just know that, Brittany, Charity, and the grandkids, that your dad was loved, and he'll be greatly missed.
So I have a funny story to share about Marty. Actually, Marty and Britt had come to the house because Michelle was telling the story about the retaining wall that we had built. And so, given Marty's background, I said, hey, I'm looking at building another retaining wall at the house. So him and Britt came over, and we did some measurements, and I gave him some ideas on what I was thinking. And that was actually one of the projects he had, I think, on the back burner until he passed away. But anyway, we had actually been in contact a lot, got to know him really close. going camping and stuff. And it wouldn't be uncommon for us to get a text from him almost every day. And so I got to share a funny one with you. We got a text. Actually, no, I had actually called him about something. He's like, hey, I bought a new trailer. And I was like, well, I thought you already have a camping trailer. He's like, well, I do. I was like, oh, did you upgrade to a fifth wheel? Or is it a bumper pull? And he said, it's a bumper pull. I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, it's kind of an outdoorsy trailer. And I'm like, outdoorsy? Okay. He's like, I'll send you a couple pictures of it. So I'm like, okay. So we get a picture on our phone. I'm looking at it. It's like, well, it looks like a flatbed trailer with an air mattress. That's exactly what it was. So that was going to be his camping outdoors, sleeping under the stars.
Hello. Marty was a super great guy. I wished he was great to all our family. He's married to my cousin Jeri, and I know that they're at peace together. But I had to say something on behalf of my brother, who became my brother Mark Pena. He became very close to Marty in the last few weeks. He had been close to him. However, lately they bonded. Mark's his job terminated, and they got together and they helped each other out in many ways. But anyhow, my brother couldn't deal with this, so he's off at Mount Taylor. Been there since Saturday. Anyhow, I had to share this because Mark finally had some time at my mom's house to do some yard work and straighten some of everything out there that he had been just kind of pulling into the house. But he made a special place in the corner of the yard for Marty because he discovered Marty liked to sleep outside. And so he was even going to make a sign for him just last weekend that said Marty's place. And it was so nice. It was a tree, a table, picnic table, a place for him to lay his sleeping bag, because he had spent the night there at my mom's before in the backyard. And he refused to go inside. He had his bag and he said, no, I'm fine here under the stars. And so I know if my brother were here, he'd want to share how special he was to him. And, they'll be together again. We all will someday. Love you, Marty and Jeri.
Turn around and look at one another and wish that you guys love each other, hold each other. Life is short. Let's be peace and love for everybody. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jessica. Brittany is my best friend. I believe I'm hers. And I first met Marty and Jeri well over 15 years ago now. We were in high school, and Britt brought me over, and Marty was watching NASCAR. And they were making spaghetti, and both of them proceeded to make fun of me for being a vegetarian. And I remember he was just he terrified me. He was so tall and just such a figure that it was really funny, and it took me a little while to warm up to him, but once I did and warmed up to the family, they courted me everywhere. We were inseparable. They brought me here, and I met a lot of the family. It's been so long that we probably don't even recognize each other. And other trips to various places, but Jeri and Marty were so good to me. And they helped raise me as well, and I don't know how we started or why we started calling Marty Touche Turtle, but he's always been in my phone as Touche, and Touche, my main man. I love you, dude. And I'm just gonna miss both of them so greatly, and I love you, Brett. I love you, Charity. Yeah, I don't know. That's it.
Hi, everyone. This is going to have to be quick because I didn't even think that I could get up and really speak. First of all, I want to thank everybody who has been in Marty's life. Everybody. I see so many people here that have been in his life since we were 2 years old, 3 years old. The Romero family, the Mendez, the Oteros, the Archuletas, so many. Thank you guys, the Garcia family. You all knew him before I even knew him. Being his only sister was wonderful. He was such a protector all the time for me. He was a wonderful brother. I could tell you 10,000 stories. He liked to go fast. He loved to laugh. He loved to joke. He loved to give. He adored his parents. And he adored the people that were in his life, whether they were people he grew up with and hadn't seen in a long time, or people that he had been hanging out with up until the time that he passed. We've been with Jeri's family for over 30 years. Thank you, Jeri's family, for being such beautiful people. Absolutely beautiful from the bottom of our hearts. The Rael family absolutely thanks you. The day before Marty died, he was at my house. I asked him, Marty, I called him and I said, Marty, have you ever had a chimichanga from Benny's? No, he says. He said, what's it all about? It's smothered in green chili. Get me one. I'll get two and we'll go and eat. So we went and we ate at my house. My beautiful new granddaughter was with me. And we ate. And then I told him, let's sit at the couch. Let's go to the couch because it's really cool right there in the corner. And I know he and I like to be fresh. So we sat and we talked, and he told me about his friend, that they were going to go fishing at Shady Lakes, how he had guaranteed that she would catch 5 fish. And she said, you can't guarantee me that. Yeah, I can. I can guarantee you that you'll catch 5 fish. And he says, she doesn't know we're going to Shady Lakes. I told him, you're so funny. He spoke really beautiful words to me that day. And the last words were in his gentle voice, hey, Janna, I really like seeing you as a grandma.
Wanted to add one more thing. We were planning on coming out on the 16th, and I was really excited because this is the first year that I've been financially able to take a week off, and I was really looking forward to finally getting to be part of some of the vacations because I've always had to work. Part of what we were coming out here for was for my son Talon's birthday. His birthday is September 24th. He'll be 12. And my dad was really excited for it too, it turns out. You see, he started planning ahead for Talon's birthday to the point where he bought Talon an ATV, is that what it's called? That's in the backyard, honey, that was for you. That's your birthday present. He just bought that for you on September 1st. It's for you. And the black car. And I just thought that was really special because my dad's not like the best gift giver. He like kind of forgets a lot of the time. So it just really meant a lot that he had thought so far ahead for T. Happy birthday, baby. I'm sorry your grandpa's not going to be here for it. I'm very proud of you.
He's back. It is such a beautiful blessing to hear so many beautiful stories from so many beautiful friends. A lot of you knew him longer than either of us knew him, and you have a lot of stories with him, and even the people that didn't get up and share your stories today, if you do feel it in your heart to write down any of the memories, and we don't care how insignificant they are, we would really love to receive those, because one of the things that we've noticed as time goes on with 1.5 years since my mom passed is that, I don't know, memories can start to fade a little bit. And for us to just receive those is a really big blessing, and we're going to continue needing lots of prayers moving forward because we just haven't even started processing any of this. We want to thank all of you for coming here. We want to thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you, Auntie Phyllis, for making these beautiful, beautiful flower arrangements. They're absolutely gorgeous. We have a sign-in little book over there. We'd love to know every single person that came here today. And if you do have to leave, we understand. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. Please take care of your bodies. Please get any and all of the help, whether it's therapy or anything like that that you need, because this kind of trauma really can ingrain itself deeply inside of us, and it can manifest in all sorts of things health-wise that we don't want to see in our family continue growing. Thank you so much for being here, for supporting our family, for loving our dad, and for knowing our mom and dad. So we're gonna start doing food, and yeah, if you can help some of us move some of these chairs out after everybody's out of the way, we'll be up here, and you can come to my husband Curtis. And yeah, thank you so much for being here. Thank you.